What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. So I've got some breaking news for you. Binance have just confirmed that they will be the first exchange to list GUNZ Games' GUNZ token, which is the currency for off the grid. Now, this is pretty huge because this is meant to kick off our gaming season, and this is how you know. I mean, I'm thinking, what do they know that we don't, since Binance actually manipulate the market? Now, initially, the thought process was this starts a huge gaming narrative run. But we know the market is completely driven by the macro events and everything is cooked. So right now, I don't think we will get a gaming season. Having said that, like I said, Binance's timing is a little bit interesting. So they confirmed it today, right? So introducing the GUNZ token on Binance Launchpool and farm GUN token by locking up BNB, FDUSD, and USDC. Now, typically, for those of you who are not familiar with that process, you go to your Binance exchange and then you stake some tokens to basically try and farm the early drop. What I would say, though, as you saw with the launch of Walrus today, the market right now is a bit funny. Therefore, I'm expecting early investors to be taking profits, and of course there will be a dip in price. Going back to our gaming season, of course, gaming, altcoins, risk assets, it's all part of the macro picture anyway. So right now it's all about positioning yourself and making sure that, of course, you hold what you need to hold for the long term. Having said that, if it's the right time or the wrong time to be buying alts, it's all going to depend on the macro picture. Having said that, it's always, like I keep saying, good to have a short list of what your gaming portfolio is going to consist. And typically, if you're one of these people that believes in a project and you DCA regardless, you'd get a good average. And when the market eventually turns, you'd be able to win. And you'd also be able to DCA by literally averaging down and making sure that you've obviously got the amount of tokens or coins you need to hit your bull market targets. And take the emotion out. That's all it is. If you believe in a project, you set up your orders or you set up your limits on how much you can afford to put into the market, and you DCA into the market. I'm a firm believer of that. I don't care about the emotions of what the prices are doing now. But if you're prepared for the eventuality of when this comes, then obviously you will be in such a good, in a much better situation, rather than either not buying or not being able to trust the market at all. I don't completely trust the market. Will we tank? That's why I'm not going to ape in. I want the prices to come down. But this is really, really good quality project. And again, is it going to be a catalyst for gaming season? So that's the announcement. 31st is the date you're looking for, and the trading begins, and they'll be the first to list it. Okay. Apart from that, I've been screaming at people to obviously buy Beam at these levels. And again, Beam has come up now, hitting that 1 cent mark from where it was. Having said that, I mean, look, it's a beautiful climb, but it is a confirmation that Beam is probably one of the best large caps, and there are catalysts coming here in terms of the overall what they're going to drop in the next kind of section of the market. So Beam's a very, very good project, and it will be at the center stage of the gaming bull market as and when it comes. We've not had a gaming bull market. I mean, we've had it since, from up to March, just like with all the other altcoins, but we've not really had a sustained narrative. And again, this is meant to be the trigger in terms of the quality. Having said that, unfortunately, this was never going to be the case because of the way the market conditions have turned out to be. So what am I doing in terms of strategy? Well, like I've said to you, off the grid is completely, it is an insane project, but I do believe the initial valuation could be high. Sub $1 billion, or even sub $500 million will be quite interesting. And again, this is something that's on the Xbox, on the PC, on the PlayStation and Epic Game Store. And it is really, really the first mainstream blockchain gaming project that is out there. Very, very, I mean, superb graphics, incredible. And this is, again, you know, in terms of launching what the gaming alt market was supposed to be. If you look at like Beam, for example, Beam is an infrastructure play, Merit Circle, rebranded. Again, Beam right now has bounced off the bottom, but I wouldn't say it's left the station yet. There are other smaller projects as well, micro caps that will react at some point with the gaming season. Stuff like Moon Tropica. I mean, could we actually pick this up around that dollar mark? Nobody knows, but I am watching it. And again, it is fully diluted and a $9 million market cap play, and other things as well. Metacade is basically has bridge to base. And we know the founder because he's actually one of the best in terms of the crypto space, and fantastic guy who's always answering questions. He's always on X, and again, powered by Base. And this is going to be the home of gaming and AI on Base. Metacade, performance-wise, has held tremendously well. And then you've got really extreme stuff. You know, you've got the likes of Mavia, you've got the likes of Carrot, you've got the likes of OTK. I mean, gaming in general is incredibly undervalued in my opinion, but having the best projects or curating the best projects would be probably the best way to go. But I do see this as less of a catalyst. But like I said, the question is, what the F do they know by listing GUNZ? The time and the timing of it going into the first week of April, or sorry, last week of March, first week of April, it could be quite good if the market performance is not as we expect. So look out for that, guys. It is an urgent, obviously, an update. This is something that's just dropping right now, and I'm reporting to you with the facts. What you do, of course, is up to you. None of this is financial advice. Crypto is incredibly risky. Do your own research and curate your own bags. But GUNZ out on Binance on the 31st, guys. Take care.